Hey, gun people. Whoa. This is a good one. This is going to make my cop haters happy. It's going to make the boys in blue hate on me. Rick, why are you pointing this out? Cops have a tough job. Look, I call it like I see it. Cops do good. I got no problem. This isn't more of tactical. This is more of a legal issue. When you get into depositions, these cops were sworn under oath. This is a pretty significant case, and they're going to get paid out big time, and the jury should.
Stop that turned deadly is under review again this morning. New evidence highlights inconsistencies in police officers' account of what happened. Elaine Kiana joins us with the new details and why the victim's family thinks the death was more than an accident. Elaine, good morning.
Good morning. We first told you the story of Charles Eimers back in May when a cell phone video of the incident seemed to contradict police accounts, as in other cases involving allegations.
I'm not a big CBS fan, but they did a pretty good job here. And I'm kind of surprised they're covering it because the guy is, well, never mind, you know.
Of excessive force by police. A grand jury called to look into Eimers' death chose not to indict the officers. Well, now...
Okay, grand jury chose not to indict. Let me explain a lot of people real quickly on a grand jury. A grand jury is picked by the DA. They're people in the community that are friendly, that support the DA, that like the DA, that are usually law and order types people, and they're going to do what the DA tells them. And when the DA presents a case to the grand jury, it's secret. Nobody knows it. The DA only gets to give evidence what he wants to. He doesn't have to discover anything to the defense. The defense doesn't get to put up false information, doesn't get to put up additional information. The DA is very, very stacked in government's favor when you hear a grand jury indicting, because the DA gets to pick and choose everything. It's all in his control, and there's absolutely no checks and balance because it's secret. The DA can say and do whatever he wants. So when people go, well, the grand jury cleared him, or the grand jury convicted him, you have to take into account that the grand jury is basically an arm of the government that works for and with the DA. You're not going to get on a grand jury if you're a anti-cop, anti-government person. You're just not going to get on a grand jury. So you need to take that in consideration when media likes to throw around grand jury like it either makes somebody innocent or makes somebody guilty.
A new video is raising questions about what that grand jury did not see. On Thanksgiving morning last year, Charles Eimers drove into Key West planning a dream retirement. But not long after arriving, he was pulled over by police for illegally changing lanes.
Please wait your car.
Oh, the big illegal lane change. Oh my God, it's a felony. All these police and government who are protecting us. Meanwhile, people are getting raped, killed, robbed. There's 80,000% of the people, or 80% of the whole community has warrants in some jurisdictions, and cops still find time to collect taxes and keep you idiots say, well, I know I'm going to have the crybaby. Oh, Rick, I like what they write because people drive too fast. They don't pull over people who are in danger. They pull over people who are easy to get a stat and to justify government existence and to raise more money. That is why people give tickets. It raises insurance costs, and the insurance gives kickback to government in training and free donuts and a lot of other free stuff from the insurance. And I worked with them because I know Auto Theft Task Force, we got all kind of bennies from the insurance company.
I'll be back with you in just a moment.
For reasons no one knows, Eimers fled,
Just ran the red light for First Street.
running red lights as he drove through town. Officers caught up with him on this beach. Police told paramedics that Eimers left his vehicle, ran, and collapsed on the beach.
Okay, this is a key point here. Police said he ran and left his vehicle and collapsed on the beach. This is just a flat-out lie, as confirmed by the video. But this is a story that government gave the media.
He went into a coma. His family took him off life support a week later. But in May, CBS News obtained this video. In it, Eimers does not collapse. He surrenders and is surrounded by police. His son...
Okay, normally when a guy gets out of the car, kneels down by himself and lays down, that's usually a clue he's not resistive, he's not trying to run, and he's not collapsing. But this video must be wrong because government would never lie.
And Trevor believes the family was lied to, and worse.
I believe that my father was asphyxiated on the beach in Key West by the officers involved that day.
The medical examiner said the cause of death was lack of oxygen to the brain, but that it was due to Eimers' pre-existing heart condition and the struggle with police. The death was ruled an accident.
Oh, it was an accident due to pre-existing condition. So now the coroners know that when government kills a citizen, it's because of pre-existing conditions. Even though they lied about him collapsing. And they didn't just lie a little bit, they lie a lot.
In the autopsy, the medical examiner also considered the results of a Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigation into the incident, which determined Eimers' face was not forced into the sand and that initial photographs showed only a light dusting of sand.
Okay, so this is what they base the report on. They're quoting another government employee, the autopsy, the coroner's office. They're saying a light dusting. I see sand in his nose. I would call that a clue that his face was in the ground. But because there was only a light dusting, they're saying that the cops were telling the truth. Wow. These lies are huge, man. Hang around, because this is a great case.
And on his face.
We got to be clear. All they did, the only level of force that was used in this particular case was they attempted to handcuff.
What a freaking flat-out lie. This chief is just supporting his officers and saying what they said was true, and it is a flat-out lie. And when he's proven wrong, watch how his story quickly blames another government agency, because government will always blame other government, but they will never take responsibility. Outrageous.
It was handcuffing someone. That's all they did.
The Eimers family still believed they were being lied to. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit and began taking video depositions of the officers.
Now, when I first heard this and watched this, I was like, oh man, this is another bunch of crybabies. This dude probably fought the cops. He probably resisted after they handcuffed him, or he spit on him or something, you know. I was immediately kind of giving the benefit of the doubt that these cops wouldn't all get together and fake their story and lie just to kill some. I mean, what's the upside to lying other than the fact you knew you were wrong and you were trying to lie to protect yourself? This is a horrible case for the government, and people should be getting charged, and there's no talk of charging. The cops have already been disciplined. One got a few days on the beach, another one got a letter reprimand. Total BS. No criminal charges for the perjury and lies that these people told.
Did you see any sand on his face?
No.
Man, that's a pretty deliberate answer. Look at the way he's sitting, just like they taught us in academy. Sit up straight, hold your head high, look him in the eye. Say it like you believe it. Give truthful, honest testimony. Don't give him anything to look at. Man, this guy went right by the book. He must be telling the truth. Hell, I gotta hear that again. It was so good.
Officers.
Did you see any sand on his face?
No.
Wow. That was a good... What happened to his eyes? Why did his eyes blink? Anybody that's done any body language knows that when you lie, your eyes can blink more rapidly or it slows down. Rick, you're just making stuff up because you don't like him. Okay, whatever. Let's see. This is a great video.
Ever?
No.
No.
Did you ever see his face?
Yes.
His face was not face down.
Okay, so this guy said he saw his face and there was no sand. This guy says...
Did you ever see his face?
Yes.
His face was not face down. His face was to the side.
His face was not face down. His face was to the side. His testimony was pretty good
See
too.
his face?
Yes.
His face was not face down.
Look at that. Looking him in the eye, telling the truth. He's got a badge, a radio, a uniform, a gun. This is a deposition. Depositions are taken under penalty of perjury, and you have to swear that your testimony is true and correct, which is why lawyers videotape and audio tape most depositions.
His face was to the side.
When you were at the scene with Mr. Eimers, was he bleeding?
Oh, this guy's got a stripe. He must be important. He's He's sitting up straight, staring him in the eye, testifying truthfully. All these people took oaths to tell the truth, committed perjury.
Not that I didn't see any obvious signs of like bleeding.
But not long after taking that sworn testimony, Eimers' attorneys discovered a new video with this close-up of Eimers after he lost consciousness, covered in sand.
Holy shit. How can these cops say I saw his face and there was no sand and his face wasn't face down? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, look, I've always said I've never caught a cop planting evidence or lying like this. I've seen cops kind of bend the truth if it's between a bad guy and a cop and the guy's a dirtbag and the guy, you know, just maybe I didn't see something so I'm not going to tell. Look, there's a blue line. I've admitted that several times, but this is just flat out lying. Under oath, giving sworn testimony at a deposition. Out freaking rageous.
And bleeding from his right ear. This is Officer Nicholas Galbo standing here, the same officer who said under oath that he never saw sand on Eimers' face.
How can you not see sand? Dude, come on. Rick, maybe he was making a mistake. You don't know what you're talking about. It was a chaotic event and it wasn't chaotic at all. The guy got out of the car and laid down voluntarily and they walked over and put handcuffs on him. There's another video. Man, this is an outrageous case.
DLE and the Key West police had the contact information to obtain this video for over a year, but never got it. Which means that instead of seeing this, the medical examiner and grand jury saw this.
Wow. Is that a difference in a picture? The grand jury, which the DA gets to pick and choose on what he saw, showed this picture saying the guy wasn't face down instead of this picture. But Rick, the grand jury, they get all the evidence and they don't. They get what the crooked DA gives them. Out freaking rageous.
Means that instead of seeing this, the medical examiner and grand jury saw this and this and this. Eimers' attorney, Darren Horan, got the phone number after FDLE's 7-month investigation was complete. How hard was it for you to get in touch with the person?
One phone call.
That's it?
That's it.
What does that tell you?
It tells me that they didn't try too hard to contact that person.
Why wasn't your department able to get a hold of that video?
This is a huge case. When you're investigating a homicide, you follow up on everything. I remember one case in Yolo, it was solved because of a quart of oil in the car. It was the guy he killed his wife, or I can't remember exactly the case, drove the car in the lake and used a quart of oil to jam the accelerator or something, and that quart of oil was matched with a lot number to the case of the husband or somebody that said he wasn't there or something. It was the solving point. A freaking lot number on a can of oil that was found in a car in the water solved that case. And this happens all the time. When you're investigating a homicide, everything matters. You have a homicide and you have somebody saying, I have a video of the incident on the beach, and you don't call them. Not only is it negligent and freaking dereliction of duty, it's a freaking crime. You're conspiring to manipulate an investigation of a homicide. Out freaking rageous.
FDLE was the agency that was responsible for the investigation into this case. So, that's probably a question that's better posed to them.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the same guy a few minutes ago that the only thing the cops did was put handcuffs on him. Rick, he's got a star. You can't quit. He's a general. He must be telling the truth. People, I'm telling you, man, government is full of human beings, and there is no perfect, great organizations. I got firemen always cracking on me because I crack on firemen. I got cops cracking on me because I crack on cops. I got nurses cracking on me because I crack on nurses. There is no great, perfect organization. They're made of people. And government is made of people, and the people that trust government are fools. This is absolutely outrageous to me.
So, that's probably a question that's better posed to them.
Oh, of course. Ask somebody else. It must be another government agency's fault. It's not my fault. All my guys did was handcuff him. There was no sand on his face, and my guys gave sworn testimony that there was no sand on his face. And the grand jury and the DA showed a picture of the guy's face from the autopsy, and there was no sand on his face. So ask the other agency. It's their fault. Really?
FDLE denied our request for an on-camera interview, but said in a statement they are reviewing this new piece of evidence and that they were not aware the video existed. A video that shows the police officer's stories don't match up.
He was breathing when we stood him up.
Are you freaking kidding me? Rick, you just picking on him because he's bald. He was breathing when we stood him up. Did anybody see him? There's another video after this, a little short video. Hang around, because this case is a freaking slam dunk in this civil case. And I hope they bankrupt the whole, even though it's taxpayer money, I hope they bankrupt the whole damn city, the DA, and get federal investigations. This is outrageous.
He was breathing when you stood him up?
He was still fighting and talking. We didn't get very far before we were told that he was out.
He was fighting and talking. Dude. And he said it with a straight face. Hell, he didn't even wrinkle his bald head when he said it. That's a clue he's lying. His bald head didn't even have a wrinkle in it. What the hell?
Did you ever see them trying to stand him up?
No.
It's unclear.
Oh, we call that conflicting testimony. Now, sometimes you get conflicting testimony when there's a lot of officers and there's a scene, and not every witness will tell you the same. So I'm not saying that that could be an accident, that he didn't actually see him standing up, or the other guy thought. But one guy said, we tried to stand him up. This guy said, I didn't see it. And the video says, the guy that said you tried to stand him up and he was fighting is a freaking liar. Under oath, sworn testimony.
Which account is accurate? The camera panned away. And another video that could have shown exactly what happened is missing. Officer Gary Lee Levette, seen here, activated his taser.
Oh, wait a minute. Now we have missing video. The taser video started videotaping, and somehow that was deleted. Part of the video was deleted and not discovered. If it was deleted, guess what? Grand jury didn't see it. But Rick, I'm sure the DA told the grand jury that they had a video and it just accidentally got... Oh yeah, I'm sure he told them that too. Are you a freaking idiot? Of course the DA didn't tell him. This is conspiracy, man. This is outrageous.
During the arrest, the device began its own audio and video recording. But when that video was shown to the grand jury, it only showed what happened after the arrest. The actual critical moment of the arrest is the only thing you don't have on that audio video recording, and I wonder why that is.
Yeah, it's because he didn't turn it on.
No, it's not because he didn't turn it on, you freaking liar. It activated automatically. And it was deleted or missing. The taser automatically, the new tasers, when you fire them, they automatically start audio and video. Jesus, what a freaking...
There's no other explanation.
Yet according to FDLE's report, Officer Levette's taser automatically began a video and audio recording that recorded during and after the event. As part of the civil lawsuit, Haran alleges that part of the video was destroyed. Is it possible that Mr. Eimers' death was an accident?
It's always possible it's an accident, but if it was an accident, why the need for the cover-up?
Key West police have concluded their own internal affairs investigation and decided to discipline 2 of the officers. One will get a 5-day suspension without...
Ooh, 5 days on the beach. Ooh, that's tough. Boy, that'll teach you to cover up a homicide. Are you freaking kidding me?
...without pay for making inappropriate comments about Eimers, and the other a letter of reprimand for unauthorized vehicle pursuit.
Ooh, a letter of reprimand because he shouldn't have even been chasing him. Shouldn't have chased him, but it had nothing to do with the guy dying. Let me get this straight. If you didn't chase him, you wouldn't have contacted him, you wouldn't have handcuffed him, and he wouldn't be dead. But the unauthorized pursuit had nothing to do with the guy dying. That's their statement. Man, they really have dumbed down America when people believe this shit.
Police stressed that neither action had anything to do with Eimers' death.
All right, Elaine, thank you.
Okay, so here's another video. So here's a longer video of what happened on the beach. Notice the resistance and fighting. Notice how all they did was handcuff him.
Dios. Y no se deja. Mira todos los policías. Wow.
Do you see him kicking like he's being hurt? Do you see 3 cops on him and start kicking like he's being hurt?
Mira todos los policías. Wow.
Outrageous. All these cops getting on him. None of this was in the report. All they did was place handcuffs. Remember the first thing? He ran from the car and collapsed on the beach. Really? His face out freaking rageous. Well, I'm telling you, this is a huge case. And people ought to be going to jail. And government's not being held accountable. And the more and more this happens, the more people need to start realizing it's about time. We'll end that there. You can argue it out in the comments.